that hero. Very good from his days with Empire.
I'm going to jump in before Blitz has the real heroes who are going to be important here, and go Morphling. I think Morphling's actually going to be one of the ones. It's a slow pace kind of style, but it's his new changes which just make him so good. So it's the heroes that will then synergize with him as well. This is where, like, when we had the Tiny and Morphlings actually coming together in this brutal combination, you give him the tree buff up, and then it's amazing how much damage you do while you're in the middle of waveform. So I think these one positions which can play a little bit slower in the early stage, but can still escape from the early ganks and the early pressure that comes in the lane, are going to be like the critical things here teams will push for.
So it's interesting you mentioned that. I'm not even sure Morphling is that slow anymore. That no mana cost on his morph, he just looks so much more effective to me before the linkage.
Oh, here we go.
Wow, you want to talk about lane bullies. Undying coming out from VP with the first pick. What do you think about this, Blitz?
I think the idea is that if you take a hero like Tide or Omni, strength-based heroes, you just decay and trade hits, and it's one of the better ways to deal with those heroes. So I think Virtus.Pro is already anticipating like Tide or Omni. So Na'Vi goes the other way. They take Shaman first. They take their 5, which is pretty interesting, but doesn't say like too much about either side so far.
This is what they did in, you talk about the Adrenaline Cyber League. Na'Vi won that series against Virtus.Pro 3-1 8 days ago. And in 3 out of those 4 drafts, they picked the Seneko Shadow Shaman up in the first phase. It gives them that strong pushing presence from the support position. Really felt to me like it stabilized the rest of their draft.
Yeah. I watch that series every night before bed. I make sure to get one Adrenaline Cyber League match in so I can have the sweetest of dreams. So here we go. Sand King picked up as a... Oh!
What?
They got the spider. Okay. Talk to me, smart people.
First phase brood mother?
Look at them laughing.
Yeah, they think this
Was that a misclick, or is this series a joke to them?
I think this is like... Because the thing about this hero is... You keep thinking that there are ways to deal with it, and people just get more and more creative on how to play her, because it's not based on your broodlings or your spiderlings so much. And as long as you get rid of some of the heroes like Sven, especially Sven, then you're okay playing this. And it also puts like the pressure on the enemy team. But this is really different than all the picks that we saw at Perfect World, which is like kind of my basis for things.
Yeah.
I don't understand, Brew. Can you guys like explain how people play that now? You said it's not about the spiderlings anymore, and it to me has always been this big split pusher guy. But now she's more fighty now, right? It's all about just murdering people.
She's like ultra tempo based. You need to create tempo with her, and what that means is you grab towers and you just have to keep transitioning with that hero. Like you need to go from one objective to another. If you stop or you lose momentum, this hero feels pretty bad because you have to fight her on your webs. It's not easy to allow her to fight late game because she doesn't have a ton of mobility. Like, she moves fast, but that's about it. She doesn't have a natural stun. She doesn't have an incredible burst. Oftentimes you get BKB early on.
Sure.
So if you go later on in the game, you have a 5-second BKB, you die in like 2 seconds. You're not like some Sven that like jumps in, throws out a stun, and then like whacks people 3 hits, they're dead. You just get consistent damage off. So when your BKB starts to get lower, your hero falls off. So you need to get the first and the second Roshan and try to get at least a set of racks by that point.
Well, it makes a lot of sense to pair it up with the Undying then. Go ahead.
Well, one thing we actually did see with the Broodmother in Shanghai was the fact that teams were actually trying to really deal with her by having better lockdown. Like, we saw Newbie actually picking Batrider up every single time they thought a Brood was going to arrive, just so they get the flying vision and the straight lockdown. Things like VS didn't do enough of a job. So I'm wondering if that's also what VP are looking for. Like, Blitz is right with the whole tempo kind of style, but how does Na'Vi now approach this game when you've got SK Shaman up at the very start? They've got some lockdown against the Brood, but vision is not going to be on their side. So how do they battle this Brood to just chase and keep up with it? We've still got cores to come up, but that's what I'm interested to see how they go with their draft. Mag, Sven taken out, the clearance guys just like empower buff up, just makes it too easy to deal with the Brood. So that all makes sense. But how does Na'Vi do it? How does Na'Vi lock down the Brood and then still be able to deal with the other cores?
21st time that Brood has been picked in this patch. She does have a 65% win rate. This is the first time this patch that she's been picked in the first phase. I think there are about half a dozen times in the last patch after TI, and I think like more than half of those were liquid. So this is very, very unusual. You saw, as Blitz was talking about, you saw the Sven and then the Magnus for the Empower get banned out by Virtus.Pro to protect the Brood. I was going to ask you, what do you think Na'Vi can now do against it? Do you like Weaver against the Brood matchup?
I just like Weaver as a hero right now. Like, I think this hero has a ton of mobility, works well,
Ah.
and he eats supports alive. Like, the safe lane is very good, and you need to secure your safe lane, which I think Navi's doing with the Shaman plus Weaver. There's no offlaner that works very well against that.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, it's kind of curious, because you can still match the Sand King against the Broodmother. That's not a bad matchup whatsoever for you.
Are we actually thinking this is a little Weaver?
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
Like
No,
can,
wrong
can
team.
Navi.
Wrong team. Friend.
Yeah, wrong team.
Yes, sorry. Other way around.
I don't think that Navi do that a lot less often than VP in terms of running standard cores in the support role. More often what they do, their flex picks tend to work where they can run them in any of the 3 lanes. Like I said before with Tiny, that they've run Tiny, all 3 of their core players have played it in the last couple of months. Weaver kind of works the same way. They will put General on that hero as well as Crystallize. So there's both teams right now, you don't know what the lanes are going to look like, which is why I really like this draft from both sides so far.
I'm not a big fan of VP's draft. I'll be real with you. The Disruptor is a nice counter to that Weaver or something, but where are their stuns? Where's the lockdown? Look at Navi, how mobile all these heroes are. You got a Sand King, a Weaver, and a Timbersaw. Right now, their only way to make sure that they can get a kill is one Disruptor glimpse into an ultimate. I mean, that is not great. So unless VP really gets a little bit of lockdown here, I mean, I think Navi's just going to be running all over him. Maybe I'm crazy.
You've still got your other 2 cores to come in. Like, it's that lockdown's going to arrive. I'm more concerned about Navi's lockdown. Like, you're going to get punished. So you want to fight into Virtus.Pro, you have to commit. Like, you're coming under Tombstone, you're coming under Disruptor control. If you want to just bail out, you're going to get glimpsed back in again. And heroes like Timbersaw, against magical pop damage, if the Broodmother is able to get, like, disable against the Timber, then I'm liking this draft more from Virtus.Pro, but I want to see how they wrap up their final cores.
Come on, dude. Look at all the lockdown Navi has. They got Shadow Shaman. He's a lockdown master. He gets knocked during core. He literally locks you down indefinitely.
Okay.
They've got everything they need.
What shamans do you see who are able to reach Nocturne?
Hey, man. I mean, I've been there. Well, I've seen the mid-shaman meta. I've seen the future of 2027.
I like the Timbersaw against the Broodmother. This would have sort of been on my list of Brood counters with the Sven and the Magnus, but this is the first time in the last 3 months that Navi have run Timbersaw in a professional game. So branching out a little bit. The OD, this is actually a hero that has been really good so far this patch. It's been very effective in some of these matches, and of course you love it against the Timbersaw.
Yeah, it's one of the better counters to Timber, just because you eat through him. He dies in like 5 hits to your hero. He doesn't scale very well against the OD either. I was looking at like possible counters. I was thinking of like, I saw Gyro as one, but it's a bit different because you don't go for the Rocket Barrage build anymore. So it's a little bit weaker. And so Navi have to like make the decision of whether the Sand King is going to be core or not, and where this Timber is going. Like, you need a better matchup against this OD though. So what I would do if I was Navi is I try to go like last pick Sniper.
Yeah, that's the classic.
Then push Weaver to save Timber off.
Yeah, and then if I'm Virtus.Pro, you have to lane most likely against Weaver. So I'm trying to think of like the heroes that.
Yeah, one of the things that I like about the OD pick is that since you still don't know whether the Sand King is core support, Navi could, in theory, have turned around and gone Winter Wyvern for their first pick. OD really punishes that because he can hit with the orb, he can kill you through the Cold Embrace.
So they take Nyx. If I'm Navi here, I probably grab Sniper.
Yeah, I like Sniper a lot.
If there's like, normally I would say there's like flex options for like Veno, but I think he gets wrecked by Brood in lane. And you have to avoid bad matchups at all costs. And Sniper's not even that bad if you had to do it. Like, I would take...
I guess the sort of standard pick, the safe pick, would be Queen of Pain.
I think Sniper DK is better
Okay.
here. Just because I think if you take one of these int cores, it's going to be kind of rough to play against the Disruptor and the Nyx.
Templar Assassin. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, as we were talking about momentum and tempo here, VP, all their heroes, they gotta have that tempo. OD that's coming in from behind is probably the worst hero in Dota. I think if Navi went for something a little bit more aggressive than Templar, it'd be a little easier. So, I don't know.
Well, boys, we got 10 heroes, 2 teams on the stage. Let me really quickly, before we go, let's get our predictions for this game 1 of the best of 3 series. Toby, what do you got?
I'm going to lock in with Virtus.Pro. I think their laning phase is going to be a lot stronger, and their timing is going to kick in a lot harder than Navi.
I'm going to go with Virtus.Pro. I think that TA will probably have a good game, but she's also kind of Brood in that sense.
I feel like Navi's got this one. Not enough stuns on VP.
I got to go with Virtus.Pro because I think they're the better team right now. But man, I actually really like that Navi draft. I think TA could really snowball off this game.
So what side of the fence are you on?
I'm going to go VP. They have it right.
Okay.
Production's got our backs.
I can't wait.
All
to be
right,
you idiots.
The teams are ready. The fans are ready. We hope you at home are ready. Let's send it off for our first game of the second Dota 2 Major of the season. Here are the voices of ROG Dream League Season 8, Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Nahaz, and indeed, we're getting ready for this first series, and what a series to kick off the Major, really. VP versus Na'Vi, and what a couple of drafts to do it with as well, Fog. We talked about maybe seeing something a little bit new, and I feel like both of these teams, they've turned up today, they've got a strategy. I mean, we saw the faces of VP when they second picked the Broodmother.
Yeah.
And then Na'Vi with these responses as well. It's very hard to predict what's going to happen here.
It is interesting, and we get OD. I mean, we haven't seen too much of this here either, but it is a very good OD game. There's no silences really. There's a minimal disable from Shadow Shaman, and I mean Shadow Shaman can have good disables, but they don't have these silences, which are the big counters to OD. OD, once he gets BKB, he can really go absolutely rampant in this game. And yeah, VP, second pick Brood.
Wow.
They're trying to do some kind of like trick the opponents here. Look, you see they set up 2 webs in the mid lane to make it look like that Brood's gonna go mid versus TA.
And we'll do a quick rundown of who's playing what. Of course, Ramses will be on the Brood for VP. We're going to have Solo on his signature Disruptor supporting no one in the mid lane on OD. Bottom lane is going to be Pasha at the moment. Looks like they're going to try and get him in a 1v1 down there. And of course, last but not least, Lil on the Undying. Over on the side of Na'Vi, Seneko. He'll be roaming around on the Shadow Shaman. Crystallize on that Core Weaver. Roger making the plays happen today on the Sand King. Dendi on the TA, and last but not least, once again, Na'Vi General. He's looking to get big, looking to go ham on the Timber Sword, tries for the bounty runes still, but he's not going to be able to grab it.
Oh my.
Both teams will get 2 each.
Looks like the mind games are going to work for VP. They're sending it Roger mid, it looks like, with the Sand King, because they think the Brood's going to be mid, and they're sending TA top because they think it's going to be some Nyx Assassin up there, but VP is going to come out very hard ahead in this. They're going to have to swap the lanes up right away.
All right, so yeah, looks like Roger was just getting the block. So
okay, so then,
General in the middle.
So General versus the Brood, but
okay.
There's an OD Undying. He needs to get out of there.
I think he's realized. He said, this is not the lane for me, and General's making the walk right up to that top lane, right up to the Broodmother lane. So we could end up seeing a bit of musical lanes going on here. We'll see which team decides to stop making the moves first. Indeed, they just want to get Dendi away from this lane. He does have a bit of support with him at the moment.
He's going to TP as soon as the Timber Saw gets up there.
Make a bit of a go onto the Brood. And onto Ramses, done quite a bit of a damage here.
Yep.
Ramses will back up, turns around for the CS, but indeed, as you say, General's up here. Dendi almost certainly will look to move towards the mid lane. Seneko's loving life. I mean, this is the quickest he's ever hit level 2. He's got a mid lane to himself on that Shadow Shaman.
Yep, and
there's the trade. Dendi's now in on the mid lane, but of course there is a bit of a time where he's going to be a little bit behind. No one has been sharing experience with Lil by the looks of it, but he's a little ahead. Seneko's going to stick around and try and help Dendi in this lane, but this lane does not look to be an easy one for Na'Vi.
No, definitely not. Especially when Snake already out of mana as the Shadow Shaman. So ideally you want to be able to harass back the Undying with that Shadow Shaman, spamming your Aether Shock and your heavy right clicks, but no mana left on him. VP should be able to come out quite ahead in this laning mid lane at least.
Absolutely, especially with those movements that VP have been able to force, leaving no one in a position where he's 7 for 3 up against Dendi's 1 for 1. Due to these movements. But it's a TA. There's a lot of ways they can catch up with that. We'll see how well Na'Vi are able to keep on top with the Ancient stacks. But especially in this patch with sort of the importance of Ancient stacking and such, I wouldn't be surprised if we see VP try and do their best to contest it, to block it, at least try and stop Dendi from getting that catch-up farm in the later portions of the game.
Yeah, and they have great ways to invade. With Nyx Assassin having safe lane, he's going to get level 6 super early. Seneko going for a TP out. There is no Glimpse skilled. Solo has Kinetic Field and Thunderstrike. So yeah, Pasha should get a very early level 6, and they should be able to contest those Ancients quite heavily with the side of VP.
Up top, as expected, General loving life up here. Yep. Gonna have to wrap around from Roger, coming in onto Ramses, but other than the Burrow Strike, no further control. But that lane certainly going to be a tricky one for the Spider. Na'Vi definitely finding the matchup that they want there. Down bottom, Crystallize. What's he doing at the moment? 6 for 0.
He's doing okay. He's going to
1.
suffer a bit because he's versus a dual lane. And he's an off-lane Weaver. It's a bit troublesome. I think what VP's trying to go for here is with the Broodmother, they're just like, okay, this is the distraction. We pick this first 2 Brood, it's going to really throw off the game plan of what Na'Vi wants to do, and then they're going to have to adjust to us, and then they get these favorable other lanes. The OD versus the TA, and then the Nyx in the safe lane versus the Weaver. But Pasha, yeah, he's going to have a great time down here. He's going to have a great game overall because of this.
Crystallize trying to put on the pressure, with Roger coming down as well on the Sand King. Mid lane, Dendi, he's catching up. Soneko's been able to sort of secure the state of the lane.
Yep.
And especially with, I believe, Lil wandering around, getting the runes and such.
Yes.
Given space for the TA to catch up.
TA should definitely still get a decent amount of last hits versus an OD. It's just once the levels start kicking in and you get bullied a bit more by the Arcane Orb,
I mean,
then you have to resort to Ancients.
Top lane,
great.
as you say, a distraction strategy perhaps being the plan for VP, but it's definitely a very painful one.
Yeah.
General is able to play incredibly aggressive here. And, I mean, as you say, this almost certainly is just the plan from VP. They know that if they send a hero up here, it's not going to change anything. General's still going to be pretty invincible on this Timbersaw.
It's like the super heavy favorite Timbersaw matchup. You really can't do anything as a Broodmother versus this, except just get your own farm. You can't really trade hits, you just prioritize hidden creeps.
But at the same time, you know, this Timbersaw, he's 26 for 3. He is going to be massive in the mid game.
It is a lot of spiders.
Sure.
That's the one thing.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, a lot of
because he's only 50.
CS.
He's 50 gold ahead of the Nyx, and he's got 8 more last hits. So it's quite a lot of spiders.
Pasha.
Pasha's actually forced out of bottom lane entirely. Mid.
Dendi.
He's in some trouble here.
Very close there, indeed, with that Astral. They set him up for an easy first blood. Coming a little too close to the tower. You can't do that with the Astral in play. More than enough time to buy for TPs to come through, and you know, you send a disruptor into the mix, and they have more than enough catch to hold him underneath that tower. Dendi has to tone back that sort of aggression in that matchup.
Great teamwork by VP. Yeah. Just recognizing that instant TP by Solo and by Lil to join in to take out Dendi. So Lil, the nice thing, this interaction that they have between Undying and Brood, they're going to always have the Spiderlings for the Soul Rip damage, so he's going to be leveling that one up a bit. And then later on, we've talked about this a couple times, is Tombstone with Disruptor. Tombstone gives 1800 vision during nighttime and daytime, so it should be able to give Solo a lot of the opportunity to get those glimpses off in later stages. Bottom, Crystallize, like I was mentioning, Pasha got kind of forced out from the Roger rotations, and Crystallize is now picked up on. Now Pasha's in some trouble.
Indeed, making a bit of a go. He's got the Spike Carapace, turns around with the stun. Quick Shikuchi from Crystallize, dukes it out, and he'll continue to beat down onto Pasha. Roger as well with the chase down. One more touch will do it. Pasha, can he keep himself alive? He cannot. Roger has the Burrow Strike back up, goes in for the kill. Same time though, Lil actually able to bring down General on that top lane. Mid lane, Dendi falling low. Quick Shackle running back, no one from chasing him down, so he'll escape. So this top lane, we didn't get to see it because the action was going down bottom at the same time, but I can only imagine that combo that you talked about probably was what warranted the kill there.
We can see the quick fight recap. Yeah. I was waiting for it to reload. He did 327 damage as Undying, and it was a big soul rip and a decay. Yep. So definitely playing into a factor there. So that heavy magic damage versus Timber is nice.
Dendi now actually going back into the jungle and just trying to get some stacks up and go for the neutrals. Especially realizing that mid lane is it's only getting scarier and scarier now that the supports of VP do have those levels.
I think Roger just tried to stack the right ancient camp, and it's nighttime, so they're sleeping, so he didn't actually get there in time. Oops.
More Soneko to go for the quick TP out. He's going to take quite a bit of damage on the way out. Jeddah comes through, does have the level 6. Looks for the Chakram onto Ramses. Keeping himself away. Also trying to continuously farm up the Spiderlings. Bottom, slow, quick with the glimpse, trying to peel Roger away from him. Roger is going to try and continue to chase. But slow from the caustic proc. It's getting kind of close. Solo will be fine though. No one's coming over, making sure that Roger can't get through. Actually, Roger, he's gone for the sneaky way around. Is he going to continue the chase? He's thinking about it. Or if he was a little quicker, he may have got it. But Solo will be able to get himself back down the mid lane and back to safety.
Solo still had one charges too. I think he would have been okay, but yeah, Roger. I think Roger noticed that there's a ward there from that movement though, because when he was harassing Solo on the high ground there, I saw Soneko pinging that area non-stop. So I think that ward that
high up top,
VP has going to get
Roger
rewarded.
Coming in with a quick burrow strike. They didn't expect that one, VP, for the SK to sort of go from chasing down the disruptor in the mid lane to wrap around on the top. Roger may pay with his life, comes back in with a burrow strike. General is there to back him up with the chakra, and they're bringing Ramses down low. The spiders continue to chase, but Roger, he's got the sandstorm. Lil comes in, one more decay will do it, does manage to find the SK kill. General may be in trouble as well, actually. They've got that tombstone down, Thunderstrike as well with a vision. It's just a level 1 glimpse. Solo, can he get himself in range? There we have it, peels him back into the field. Oh, times it perfectly as well, so there's no timber chain. The timing there on the glimpse, the same time as the chain came out, so there was no escape for General.
VP's invading so hard up top. Look at this, even Pasha's now joining the fray. Has Arcane Boots, has level 6.
He is ready to come in with that Vendetta hit. Roger, is he going to expect it? Their eyes on him with the decay, Sandstorm as well, but Sentries pop down. Got the vision, Thunderstrike's out onto him.
No catch. Oh, they get a D-ward as
Quite
well with
close
that.
enough. Oh, Roger coming back in with the burst strike. We'll get the deny on the D-ward. He says, you want that, you're not having it.
Nice play there.
Stops them from getting that extra bit of gold. Yeah, we'll get out, but as you say, VP starting to make big movements as a team. They've got the rise of General. General did not expect Pasha to be still up here. I mean, I guess he didn't expect him to be up there at all. He was yet to reveal himself with that level 6, and the patience of Pasha paying off. They get another Timbersaw kill.
So much magic damage burst between Nyx, Undying, and with all those Spiderlings. You see, actually, look at the Undying skill build. This is why they did that combo.
Max Soul Rip.
Max Soul Rip for those abusing the Spider.
I mean, this is why VP were laughing.
Yeah.
When they picked the Brood. They knew that they had this combo. A combo that, I mean, you picked up on it straight away, but I don't think have we really seen people do this combo before in competitive?
Don't think so too much, no. So bottom, though, you know, you look at the last hits, though, and it's not like Navi's out of it by any means. It's
No.
5-2 in kills, but they are farming very well in their lanes. Crystallize has been left alone for the majority of this. And
Yeah, Dandy's been doing really nicely as well.
Yeah.
He's up there, very high in the CS. So the cores are going to be big. VP's game plan, I mean, it was always expected that theirs was going to come online a little earlier. And we'll see how Navi can react to it. They're trying to make it go in on bottom. Suneka just holding this man back, trying to get the space for the tower. But Lil also able to get the deny, as well as VP getting that kill. So VP getting the most out of that. Tower's still down at the end of the day, but they make sure that they still find a good trade for it.
Crystallize is going for solo bottom. He's trying to go for the solo kill here. He might be able to just get him, too.
They're trying to hold him back in the kinetic field. Solo, can he get himself out? He cannot. Crystallize quick with the time lapse as well. Will escape. Na'Vi starting to get some kills of their own, and this is all the plan. Just make the space for Dendi to find that Deso in peace over his half of the jungle.
Yeah, it's a nice game for Crystallize until the level 6 comes out for Disruptor, and if he's not getting stalked by Nyx Assassin Disruptor, he pretty much has like free reign.
Oh, Roger, he's found an opening straight in onto the spider. Oh no, the shackles onto the spiders. There was a lot of them there. Sneko couldn't quite find the grab, and with that, there's no setup for General to get any follow-through damage. They just have to back up and run. Chakram's thrown down, slowing down no one. Won't be able to find the Astral, so General and the boys will get out there. Maybe questionable if they would have actually got the kill if the Shackles was on target. Probably to be fair with the Timbersaw damage, but it could have also baited them into sticking around a little longer, and VP was certainly ready to fight up there.
Yeah, Broodmother already with the Desolator finished up. So he was versus that Timbersaw matchup, but picking himself up a couple kills.
He's top net worth.
Top net worth. And Dendi, as we mentioned, we saw there, farming up a triple stack. And now VP, they're trying to get aggressive on mid.
Sneko, he has got to back up.
They're actually stalking for Dendi. They're warding the Ancients as well, so they're trying to find this TA.
Oh, Sneko.
Sneko's just getting ran down.
Yeah, one more touch might do it. They've got the trap slow to hold him back. Pasha solo Lil. They're surrounding Sneko. They'll take down one. Pasha with the patience again, not revealing himself, ready to turn and fight for more. Roger tries to go with the burst strike. The Tombstone is down. Dendi's there as well, looking towards Solo. He'll take down the Disruptor. Crystallize turning up the fight as well. Na'Vi looking to turn this one. Pasha falling low. The physical from Dendi's enough to get the kill. Double kill for Dendi on the TA. Lil trying to get himself out. No one's going to be left behind. The setup is there for Dendi to pick up the triple. Na'Vi this time ready to hit back at their own tower.
Quick responses from Na'Vi. They had Dendi in the area. Everybody else started TPing in.
Na'Vi.
VP, I thought no one actually had his ulti skilled up because he was just hitting so many times, and I was like, okay, he's starting to build up the int, but it's on level 8, so he doesn't have that ready there.
It all got a little bit awkward there for VP. I mean, that you saw they get the Shaman kill. You know that they want to look around for more, but as soon as that kill's been attempted for, Na'Vi know that they have to send the full forces in. They know that VP's not going to be walking around as sort of a 2-man or a 3-man. It is going to be the full 5-man each and every time.
Yeah, and Crystallize had a good timing there. It was his level 10, so he gets that mana break talent as well, so his damage starts increasing quite heavily. And the levels on Na'Vi are distributed better. You look at the supports, they're level 7 Sanking, level 6 Shadow Summon, while we look at the Disruptor, still level 5, Undying just hit 6. So.
It's a very poor Shaman though, bless him.
Yeah.
Windlace and a TP. And that's the freebie TP as well, I think. Actually, no, he's probably picked that up, but yeah. Sneko, he doesn't need money. Got all the skill in the world.
That's pretty big advantage there coming out for Na'Vi, though. They now are getting closer to the deaths on TA. Roger's getting close to that Blink Dagger, too, which is going to help a lot in their catch department, which they didn't have the greatest. Like, Sanking and Sanking and Shadow Shaman can, but closing the gap as those heroes is a bit tough from time to time.
Roger picking up some XP in the mid. Got a sentry there, but the back away in the 1500 or so towards the Blink Dagger on the SK.
Are scanning.
Spotted Crystallized. They're looking for the play. They have
It's a hard
the Disruptor ult. Very tough to grab him out.
I mean, if there ever was a disruptor player to be able to catch a Weaver, it would be Solo, but it's not to say that it's easy.
So a bit of the awkward thing that we can say for VP is that they don't really have the greatest lane push. I know, like, Will especially, he's a big, you know, the shoving the lanes, he loves saying that, people know that, but it is a big factor because you look at their heroes, it's like, who really shoves the lanes out on the side of VP to make space for this Nyx assassin to roam? So it's really tough, it's really kind of obvious when they are making this move at the top.
Coming in full force onto General. Now we'll come in and they'll also be able to farm up the wards that were dropped. Nice and Echo. Down, but again, Navi having to pay the price for that sort of a push.
Yep. Solo, looking for Roger, he's got the ulti as well.
Oh, he's got the catch indeed. Setting up for Pasha, comes in with the follow through stun. Roger, he's got the stick charges. Does have the sandstorm, he's gonna have burst right back up in a second. Oh, not quite soon enough. Right click from Solo seals the deal, Roger's out. And Tendi, I believe, has he got the completed Deso on its way out?
It is coming out already.
Oh,
very good timing.
Down towards the mid lane though, they've got the grab.
Oh, and a tombstone.
Indeed, that's more money in the bank for Na'Vi. I'll take that as well, says General.
See General's build. Went for Vanguard. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I mean, I guess against the Brood, it's...
Like, yeah, Crimson Guard and stuff later on could be an interesting pick up there.
All right.
I think OD is the bigger problem though, like for the
sure, I mean, the Timbersaur's already pretty strong against the Brood. But
yeah, mid lane.
See, Solo again making the plays. A lot of quick grabs from this disruptor, setting up for easy kills for VP.
It's really up to Solo and Pasha just to make the plays for his team, because everybody else is just kind of these idle farmers, and Undying just kind of walks in and makes play happen from that. Rush isn't gonna be on the menu anymore. Ramsey did threaten it. And then he has taken the attack speed, so not plus Sonic Traps. He will, maybe we'll see if he takes the damage later on, because the level 10 one attack speed's much better, but the level 15 one, we have seen the traps come into fruit.
I was seeing as well there, one thing that's going to be really nice about the traps these games is you put them by a tower, it makes it pretty much impossible for the Brood to push. Anytime he tries to push with the Broodlings, if the trap hits him, it's going to kill all the Broodlings.
They have extremely high magic resist.
Is it enough? I saw a few die in the pit there.
They did, okay.
Maybe the small ones,
maybe
yeah. We'll see, yeah. See how it works out. The maps, if he does indeed take the plus damage.
It might be able to once he gets the...
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It is a lot of damage.
Because it's a 350 magic right now, and the Spiderlings have 250 health with 50% magic resist, so...
It's gonna be close.
Yeah. Top, my Dendy.
Get grabbed in, Tombstone down as well, he'll turn, he'll try and fight and take Solo with him, and quick save from no one. We'll make sure that VP lose nothing for that.
They're going right into the pit.
Yeah, this is...
behind, there's activated by the Brood.
Blink Dagger's there on Sand King. Now the question is if he can come over in time and do some incredible play. But VP, and he may be able to. Yeah, VP don't necessarily take this the quickest. Sure, they can take it safe with those spiders in there, but there's not. Yeah, they've got to back away. Crystallize on the side, that's what he picked up one. He's going to pay with his life though. Quick Sand as he's eclipsed from no one. It means that the Crystallizer's play there is not the best. Losing his life for a support. Not the trade that they wanted, and they can't get these trades to VP because no one's suddenly catching back up. He was a little bit behind after that misplay. They sort of went for as a team in the mid lane earlier, but now he's second highest in the net worth, and he is going to be punching. Dragon Lance ready to get shipped out to him.
Yeah, he's very close to that Hurricane Pike.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Blink has already finished on Pasha, but this is what I was mentioning before. It's a little bit awkward because now Pasha has to be that lane pusher. You see him in bottom lane pushing out as a Nyx assassin. So they're like, okay, Nyx is on the map. They feel a lot safer when they're playing like this as Na'Vi. But they do have to watch out for when he does this. Whenever he disappears off the map, they have to feel very threatened.
Oh, look up top. They want to make a catch. They're going to go for the easier one, grabbing him Roger, dragging him back. And towards General as well, but General is out there with the Timber Chain. Na'Vi coming in mass numbers. They have 4 heroes ready to return fight.
So is VP though. Pasha's up top too.
Yeah, Na'Vi have got to be careful about getting caught out again. Pasha looking to close. They have the glimpse. They can catch one of these. They'll look towards Dendy. They'll get him just on the tip of the glimpse, back into the kinetic field. Solo again. He may pay with his life, but he is absolutely making the trades that are worth it. They even dropped the Serpent Wards for Solo, but Solo, he may even get out. Surely they can't save him. No, he will go down. But again, the rest of Na'Vi are held back, and Solo, he's making these plays, and it's absolutely worth it each and every time. Getting Dendy like that.
They force Serpent Wards away from the tower.
That as well.
Towers. I think Solo's like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
They almost saved him, but yeah, the overwhelming damage from Crystallize is there.
14 to 10, 18 minutes in. Less than a 1k lead for Na'Vi. In lane, Pasha quick with the blink jump in. They've got the setup onto General. It's the hood. He is going to be held in place.
Disruptor's coming in.
He's looking to be in quite a bit of trouble. Can this man get out? He's got no mana for the Timber Chain. And again, lo and behold, it's Solo that's there with the glimpse, dragging General back. VP claim another.
I don't think Na'Vi can fight for the next like 60 seconds now either. He has 44 int stolen.
Oh.
So they're going to have to go for some split push.
And he's going to have Sanity's Eclipse back up in 20 seconds. Yeah, you've got to stay away from that man for, to say, a minute.
So other nice little interaction that we didn't say is with Undying and OD, you always have mana to be able to spam Soul Rick when you're pushing. So you have a lot more sustain from that Essence Aura.
Yeah. Yeah, as we were saying, VP seemed very confident with their draft from the camera shots, and we're certainly seeing the synergies between these heroes.
They're just running around as this unit a lot of the time.
And Ramsey's continuing to get bigger and bigger on the Brood.
Yeah.
He's got 4k gold. See where he wants to go if he doesn't want to get the BKB does. Straight up, there we go. BKB's purchased.
It's core versus Sand King versus Timber. You need that to be able to just really get in the fights and lock someone down.
I mean, that's the thing, yeah. Best of luck, really, to the Shadow Shaman in these fights now. Yeah. If that Spider sees you.
Na'Vi is smoked up. They're looking for opportunity. It's going to be Solo.
Here we go. That's the one. Solo will take it for the team. CP will be cancelled. Ramsey knows that there's no way they can turn that.
Just typical Solo.
It's I mean, that's the problem, though, for Na'Vi. They're only getting Solo. They want to get something bigger. And they are looking to make an aggressive play here as they wrap around into VP's health. They know that they've got the numbers. Oh, the Spike Carapace, though, turning up onto Crystallize with the Sanities. They'll get him. Roger comes in with the epicenter onto 2. The defensive Astral buying some time. Ramsey just pops the BKB, turns towards Roger. General will get out of there, but again, this is Na'Vi trying to force some sort of a play. I mean, they get Pasha, but it costs them their carry's life. I mean, again, that was just beautiful setup. There was the Spike Carapace onto the Shikuchi with that sentry down, setting up the instant stun onto Crystallize. And there was no escape route for that Weaver then.
Yep, perfectly executed by Pasha there. Bottom now, though. They're looking to try to get aggressive here on no one.
They need something big, Na'Vi. This could be it. He's got that Hurricane Pike to jump himself back. They're actually going to turn towards a different target. They found Lil on the side. It's an easier one. No one's actually heading forward into the midst of this. I mean, Na'Vi, even though they have the numbers, they're scared. And understandably so. This OD is very, very large, and Ramsey's no one. Quickly dispatch of Seneko. Left behind on the sidelines.
Yeah, VP's gonna know there's a ward up there now too, just because of the invasion that happened over and over again. So we'll see. Solo walk over. He's like, all right, I'm gonna de-ward these. To get them, Dendi trying to close the gap on him. Dendi did take the trap damage as well, as you've been seeing most players do.
VP back into the pit as well. Don't have any TA traps in there at the moment, so Na'Vi may be unaware of this. Dendi's trying to push in this bottom lane. Pasha's got eyes on him. And oh no, Denny's trying for the TP. Pasha says, no sir, you're staying down here. Quick with the stun, gets himself away. That's going to mean it's very hard for Denny to get this fight. Roger, though, still decides to jump in. A sentry's down. And that's the SK gone. With the Thunderstrike onto General, he's got to be careful of any sort of catch play that Solo wants to go for. He does have Glimpse and the Static Storm. He has all the catch in the world. He tries to get out with the Timber Chain. It's not going to happen. He does have the Ghost Scepter, but a further stun from Pasha holds him in place. Do they have the damage with the Hurricane Pike? Those orbs flying through global range with that Hurricane Pike. And the vision from the Thunderstrike. Another interaction we didn't talk about, but it's so beautiful.
With Hurricane Pike, yeah, it can be really nice. Na'Vi's starting to get kind of split up a lot over here. I mean, Pasha's been perfect with his positioning in this game as an Nyx assassin.
Yeah.
You see his net worth, he's only 6,300, and he's like the safe lane Nyx, but he's absolutely having a massive impact.
No doubt about that at all. And indeed, with that kill going on, VP find the space. They get the Roshan. Ramses has the Aegis up top. Again, let's see if he can get out of this one. He cannot. So Na'Vi, this time with their own sentry play, will find some. They'll actually look towards Lil. Can they get anything more out of this with the Serpent Ward's down as well? Lil taking a lot of damage. He's got the Soul Rip heal. Crystallize. Does want to chase, but it's ever so hard with Ramses there. Making sure the Lil will get out. So they do catch that pesky Nyx assassin.
That was pretty funny, though. They throw a scan, and that's why Pasha went there, because the scan hits on the heroes up in the top left. So he walks in, but it was a trap. The sentry ward was down from Seneko, and they were able to grab Pasha. We see the line drawn by VP. This bottom lane is annoying for them. They have to be able to try to push it out somehow. But Dendi's laying the traps down. He has the, what we want to call the mines, the new TA mines.
I mean, the
traps all along the
it
lane.
is a pretty crazy amount of damage.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Mid lane, General jumps in.
We've seen this before.
Control. They have the damage. I mean, he's getting to the point where it's quite a bit of an issue.
Still got glimpse.
There's so much. Look at that. The orbs as well, changing direction as he gets glimpsed back. It's brilliant.
And this is what we talked about, is the Timber Saw versus OD matchup. It's so hard to play Timber in this game. Like, you see his itemization, he's like, I don't know what to get. He's got a hood, he's got a Vanguard, bottom lane.
Roger.
Bye-bye, Roger.
He's there. No one will take the kill. Leave with that astral damage. More for the OD.
Monster kill already for no one. 9-1 and 6.
I mean, this game is looking to be becoming very hard for Navi. Sure, it's just a 1k lead that VP have, but the way that they're playing and making these moves, it's going to be very hard for Navi to come back into it. Dendy's doing his best, though. You've got to give credit to him. He's constantly finding the space to push out these lanes. He's keeping himself safe for the most part of it, and he's closing in on the BKB.
He just keeps throwing traps down and killing the wave. Look, he's going to cut this wave right here behind them. So he's going to set up one trap. He didn't do it.
Oh, the next one. He's going for the next one. Here we go.
No, he's looking.
No,
he's busy.
He's got another trap. He's got another trap. It's the next one. Third time lucky. This trap.
He's looking elsewhere, man. He's focused.
No. Dendy's got this. Oh, he doesn't need those creeps anyway. He'll get them later, you know, when they come to the tower.
He was setting the traps up, so it did look like he was going to try to cut the wave there a bit. But the rest of Navi, they do pour bottom. They are trying to set up here. All of VP is at the ready, though.
I mean, like, because he didn't cut that creep wave, they do have this push. I mean, sure, it doesn't really matter for the tier 1, but maybe that they can try for a tier 2 as well. They've got the glimpse. Again, Solo quick with the setup. The stun's there, holding back General. And when will this man stop making plays like this? I don't think anytime soon. Solo's Disruptor may become a thing that we don't get to enjoy that much more in this tournament if he continues to play as he is this game. As I believe there's every reason for teams to be very scared of going against it.
Bottom.
On the lane. Oh, there's the jump in. The stun, but Roger, he kind of has to back out. They've got the glimpse back onto him. He's trying to get out of there. Ramses has been turned upon by Dendy, but now Ramses, he just pops the BKB and he chases down Dendy himself. He's forcing this TA back. They've got the Thunder Strike down. Dendy continuing to try and run himself away, but the refraction's gone off. VP claim another life. Seneko turns with a quick hex onto Solo, but they're not even going to kill Solo this time. Oh. Ramses just continues to chase in, grabs the double kill. And VP's power and aggression really coming together at a point where it seems that Navi are struggling to keep up with it. Crystallize, he will find Solo. But now VP know where that man is. They've got General coming back in. So without the Disruptor, they need to back up. Ramses trying to keep himself alive with the lifesteal. He's got the Aegis. Tasha turns. Find the stun onto Crystallize. In fact, with that mana burn, Crystallize low on the mana, the stick charges, allowing him just enough to Shikuchi away. So he'll get out, Roger. Being held in place by the Astral. Lil, Ramses, and Pasha ready to surround him. And they will burst him down. Roger gone as well.
That was like the key fight for Navi to try to win too, because the OD ported top to fight the Weaver. Weaver actually had to use the BKB defensively to try to save himself versus no one. But that's a 4v4 kind of in a way for Navi, and they tried to get an advantage, but missing out on General's damage and just unable to deal with this Broodmother. Now we have a full Nullifier finished up on Ramses.
Oh. I mean, that's
going to be great versus the BKBs.
Yeah, this is the thing. Denny's still not quite got his BKB, but when he does, if he's not quick with it, it may not even matter.
It's going to be great versus the BKBs. It's going to be incredibly good versus the Ghost Scepter on Seneko, as well as the Ghost Scepter on Timber at bottom.
You can't come near this tower, Seneko. No, sorry. He tried to go for a bit of a D push with the shock damage, but VP at this stage looking to just absolutely handle Navi. 27 minutes, 5k lead. It's racking up quicker and quicker, and now they're looking for the high ground. There's the jump, no one is found. And Roger hiding in the tree line. Pasha comes in, perfect timing with the follow-up stun, and that's the Sand King down. Navi now 2 members down. Very few ways they can go about trying to hold this. As no one feeling very confident.
It's getting pretty out of hand here.
He's got to complete his Shiva's Guard as well. This is VP at their finest. They look towards Crystallize. He pops the BKB, looks towards Ramses, but Ramses with his own BKB and ult, heals back up to full, turns towards Dendy. There's the Nullifier, setting up for the glimpse back. They've got the control. Dendy's down, Sanity's Eclipse is dropped, and Dendy down for a full minute.
That was a fresh BKB delivered by Dendy too, and he just gets nullified and can't pop it.
I think at this point, Na'Vi are going to rely on VP making some very heavy mistakes, but VP do not look like they turned up to make any sort of mistakes at all today with this sort of a performance. They'll get the full set of racks down bottom. Easy lane for VP to clean up.
And look at this, everyone's full man on the side of VP, so
And
they
they're
just
ready to
keep
go
going.
back in. They are indeed. That aura from No One doing absolutely everything. They've got the lockdown onto the Weaver. He can't even Shikuchi away. Crystallize is gone. The supports do nothing. The cores do nothing of Na'Vi now.
I think that might just be the game, to be honest. They're still like outer tier 2 towers, but it's looking like Na'Vi just can't take fights into this VP lineup.
Not at all.
Everybody on VP is full health because they not only have the Soul Rip plus the Essence Aura, but they also have the Spirit Vessel as well on top of the Undying. And now with this Nullifier, the Weaver's BKB was on cooldown that last time, but we see the damage of what it can do versus those items that you need for the fights for Na'Vi. And look at this.
Oh dear.
Let's look at the green dots.
Look at the green
The
dots.
green dots compared to the orange dots, there's many green dots, Owen.
Yeah, you don't need to be a dot expert to work that one out.
I see what you did there.
31 to 15. I mean,
Radiant's middle tower
VP, as we were saying, you know, they look confident in the draft.
Yeah.
And we're seeing why. These guys, they knew what to bring to the table. They had a strat. They've laid it out. And I think already a lot of the other teams in the tournament will be looking at this game and going, right, if we play against VP, we've got to have in note what they did here, because this has been almost clinical. Sure, at the start it was, you know, Na'Vi themselves, they were having good beginnings. They were finding farm elsewhere, but the overall sort of arc of this game has been that VP know exactly what they want to do, and Na'Vi a little bit all over the place as they go out one by one.
Again, Pasha and Solo have just found kill after kill after kill all over the map. They're always there to set up for it.
And because of that, Ramses and No One have just had all the space in the world this game.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. Lil's been there having fun on the Undying, but definitely the setup, as you say, from Solo and Pasha has been outstanding in this game.
Like 11-1 and 11 on No One, 11-0 and 8 on Ramses. Those are the two main cores having the dream game. Everybody else just has a massive amount of assists to their name. 17 assists on Pasha, 15 on Lil, and then Solo, of course, with 19 leading the board. Assists. So Ramsey's now going to have a full butterfly finished up on top of that Nullifier Deso BKB. He is absolutely terrifying, and No One almost finishing up that one defensive item he will have on top of the Blink, or the Hurricane Pike. That BKB will make him pretty much unkillable on that World Power.
Butterfly and Ramses, they're just going lane to lane.
Yep.
Getting those objectives, cleaning them up, and Na'Vi, they have to do something like this. This is the only way you can turn this game around. Go for this 5-man smoke. Hope for the sort of miracle play if they can find it. It's a big if though, and even if they get a perfect jump, it's still questionable if they actually kill any of these cores in time. And VP...
Positioning. They know this is happening. Yep. They don't see anybody on the map. Look at them positioning themselves on the high ground. And look at the itemization by VP as well. Go Scepter on Undying, Go Scepter on Solo, Go Scepter on Pasha. So they already are handling the Weaver and TA problem, that if there was one, from the physical damage, because you can't purge that off anymore unless you have a Nullifier.
And Na'Vi, they have to stick as 5.
Yep.
Whether it be, you know, just finding farm for Dendi or getting any sort of objective done. VP are into the pit, but look at their position. They don't need everyone in there. They can keep their cores, other than Ramses, outside and just ready to jump in if Na'Vi try and make any sort of a play. And this is sort of the dilemma. Na'Vi, they have to make some sort of a play outside the base.
And look at
otherwise
that.
It's game over. But if they do, it's probably game over anyway.
Yeah, and look with the Flesh Golem amp damage from Ramses, or from Lil. Ramses can just bring that down without even having to use Mask of Madness, without having to use Insatiable Hunger, and now they're just ready to battle. Cheese on Broodmother, Aegis on OD. Get the lanes pushed into a better favor, and then they're gonna go to pick fights and close it out.
Na'Vi definitely just holding on for that any sort of opportunity that's given to them to catch VP off guard, but VP are not letting their guard down at all.
Nope. They're now gonna group up, take out this top tower, and I don't see Na'Vi fighting this. I don't see that they can. I think they're just gonna lose this tower. Then the base is gonna be threatened, and I don't know. I really don't see how they can take the fight versus VP's 18k advantage. It is so substantial.
Let's see how they can stop this push up top. If they can. It's... Maybe they kill Solo again.
Maybe they maybe they might kill Solo, but the rest of these guys, they're pretty tough.
You know, sort of suck it in, just go towards game 2, just get the morale kill. Get the captain. Oh wait, no, Rams the captain. You never know, they're both strong. Jump in, no one. General, cover the Ghost Scepter, boards are down. What's the health of the tier 3 tower?
Got the tombstone with the wards.
VP, I mean, they know that there's no need to rush this. They can take this as safe and calculated as they want.
Yeah, bottom lane will push in naturally.
No.
Dendi does have traps all set up though, so he can kill the waves pretty quickly with those. Since I think he is level 18, so that this trap damage is quite high.
That's a lot.
Yeah, look at him setting them up all over the place here.
The sentry down. Be able to clean up these traps before they pop off. And now Pasha sees Roger, jumps in, Sanity's Eclipse is down, and so is the Sand King. Roger's gone, no one moving across the sidelines. Dendi trying to hold him off, but at this stage, Dendi does not have the damage to cut through the armor of this OD with the Shiva's Guard. They have to glimpse back onto Seneko. Seneko goes for a shackle, but the Arcane Orb's already out. Seneko's down. Na'Vi lose 2. No one just blinking in aggressively. He knows he can. There's no way that Na'Vi punished this to stun. Will miss, so Dendi able to blink back. BKB popped by Crystallize. He'll look towards Ramses, but he's really doing no damage at all with the evasion from the Butterfly. Ramses pretty much invincible, and no one's just moving in for the big kills. Their tap out is too much for Na'Vi now. GG is called. Virtus.Pro take game 1, and what a treat it is to see VP when they play like this. It's just no flaws at all. They had a plan, they pulled it off, and definitely the second half of that game looked like it was an absolute walk in the park for VP.
Yeah, it was only like a 1k gold advantage until like the 25-minute mark or so, and then everything just went completely berserk. They found pick after pick after pick, while Na'Vi just couldn't really find anything with them because this Disruptor, honestly, Solo played out of his mind.
Pasha's
as well. Yeah, they just